Hello everyone and welcome back to another Saturday special. And it's kind of cold, so I'm hunched in like a little chipmunk inside of Darling's really awesome coat. This jacket is actually like supposed to keep you totally fine and warm until like negative 30 Fahrenheit. Also sorry for the glare, the sun is like, there we go. It is very chilly, but actually all of the snow is melting. We had the snow fall really thickly, like 8 inches the other day. So I will show you guys some of my nighttime wandering that I did. I recorded like a night, like 1 in the morning I went outside and recorded walking around. But like the college kids were excited. We live in a college campus, or like a college apartment complex, I mean, and they were so excited that there was no school in the morning that everyone was like drinking and running around outside, so it wasn't the relaxing, quiet, beautiful little snowfall that I wanted. But I'll try to edit it in so you guys can see how gorgeous it was to see the snow falling at 1 in the morning, and the whole night was still light outside, but the snow's starting to melt, and I thought, you know what, for today's Specimen Saturday, I'm gonna walk around our complex along the forested area of the creek, where actually I've met that snake. If you guys have seen that vlog with the snake, oh, beautiful snake. Still not sure if that was a water moccasin or if it was just a northern water snake. So I've asked several experts and they're divided on what it could have been. But we're over by the little creek by our apartment, and I just wanted to show you guys how awesome it is with the snow and the ice and how beautiful it is. The snow and ice to me is like, until I really started thinking about sharing it with you guys as vlogs, I just stayed inside all day and I was like, oh, I'm really bored, and I would get seasonal affective disorder, which is a form of depression that's pretty severe and it runs in my family. Very difficult to deal with. But then when I did the ice eggs with you guys, I realized that there's still so much more out here that we can do together. And so thank you. It's really helped to do these specials. Also, sorry if the wind is picking up, but it really helps to do these specials with you guys to realize the beauty of the world and what we can share together. And I know many of you are from Australia, you're from the southern part of the United States or California. I had so many people say, I've never seen snow, and so many people from Canada go, Pah, you think that's cold? So I'm just going to share a little adventure. I've never climbed down into this creek because until the snow came, I didn't know that there was a path down here, because the bushes along the creek are always so overgrown. I didn't know that I could get down here. So this is my first time down in just a little creek. It's not a nature reserve. We're like literally behind our apartment complex. I'm staring at like the back end of an abandoned strip mall. So we're in the middle of the town, but we're still in the mountains. And I've learned over the years that it doesn't matter if you're out in pristine wilderness, there's still something amazing to see. And that's kind of a wonderful theme to think about for all of life. So we're going to dive in and we're going to see just some cute little peaceful scenes, and hopefully I won't mistake the snow for ground and it's actually a river and I end up stepping in it. It's a very shallow creek, don't worry, I'm safe. I'll just get really wet. Alright, so let's do this. Ta-da! Here we go. So I climbed down. Wasn't very hard. I just had never realized that I could get down here before. Found the least steep part of the path. And then the snow, it's not very deep down here, thankfully. But I want to be careful because can you see the river? Right here is the little creek. A river is not the right word, if you ask me. They call these things rivers here in North Carolina. Where I'm from, in Missouri, this would be a creek. But you can see, I don't know where, I think it begins right here. So even though there's a layer of snow, I think that's a layer of snow over the ice. So I'm not going to go out that far. But I love seeing the snow. Look at this. Isn't that just so beautiful? To see it just sitting on top of... Oh, and I think there's some lichen. Is there lichen over here, you guys? Oh my gosh, look. It's moss. It's moss and lichen. Can you see it? Oh, I think it's a little too dark. But look, you can see this one. Look at the lichen. I wonder how it's doing right now. I don't know the temperature range of how that particular plant endures, but look at how beautiful this is. I mean it. Look at that. Look at the way the ice and the moss and the lichen just sit on top of each other like that. That's what I mean. You just have to appreciate these small, beautiful moments. And I love mushrooms because they're only around for a little bit and then they vanish. And really, the snow is kind of like that too. Like, look, you got a little path coming in here. Snow is very much like that. It's just a temporary formation, a combination of weather and temperature. Sorry, I'm just enchanted with it. A combination of weather and temperature and just a moment, a frozen moment in the environment. Oh, look at these! Look at these little specimens, you guys. Sorry if things are having trouble focusing. There we go. Look at those. Here, focus, focus, focus. Oh, had it for a second. Some little seed pods. See, it's all about just getting down. And then, oh look, these I actually collected to send off to you guys who like send letters, but they're too fragile for me to put in the mail, it turns out. But they're like itty bitty, teeny tiny little pine cone mimics. I think I might use them in some of my Etsy artwork because, whoops, I dropped it. Because I think they're so cute. They're not pine cones, but they have similar shape. They're very fragile and the little pieces fall off when you touch them. But I really like them, so I'm going to tuck that little guy right down there. But yeah, like I said, we're not anywhere fancy. We're just behind my apartment complex. Sorry about the focusing. And the thing is, you don't want to just hold off on exploring and taking part of life only when things are going to be fancy. Like go into, I really hope, like I felt my foot sink extra deep, so I'm like, whew, I really hope that's not actually the creek. Whee! Look at that! Half of my leg is in the snow now. That's hilarious. Oh, and you can see these little buds. Hang on. Oh, focus, focus, focus. Come on. Little buds. Oh, it doesn't want to focus. That are hopeful for spring. So there are actually little teeny buds on this tree. Whoa! My foot went deeper in the snow again. Oh, look at this. Look how beautiful this is. Do you see this? Oh, you can see the moss. Oh, I wish there was more light. You could see the moss along here and the little bit of ice that's sitting on top of it. Oh, look at this. And inside this little burrow, there's a little clump of beautiful green moss too. That's what I mean. I would have just sat inside and moped about it not being spring until I realized that I want to share the beauty of this world with you guys no matter what the season, no matter what's happening. And that means getting out and finding. I love these ice castles. They're like adorable little ice castles sitting on the branches. I love that. Look, there's like a little ice nest just from the snow. And here we go. I don't want to get too close because my feet will fall straight through. But look at the beauty of that creek. You can see the ice formed right there. I think I can get pretty close over here. So let's see if we end up falling into the river or not, guys. Again, it's tiny. Nothing will happen other than I'll get wet. You always want to be safe. Darling's napping, so he doesn't even know I'm outside right now. He wouldn't be able to come to my rescue. Alright, look at this. Oh, look at this beautiful creek. I love that look. Look at all the little icicles. Hang on, I'll see if I can zoom in. Look at that. You see the little formation, the bottom formation of the ice up against the creek water. That's cool. This right here, what we're looking at right here, is actually a fallen tree. This is a bunch of debris. This is a bunch of debris from a tree and a bunch of debris from bushes that they have just kind of thrown. This is a big compost pile, actually. This isn't something fancy. This is literally like the compost trash heap of our apartment complex. They push all the leaves and all of the pine needle matter into this big hill right here. There's a natural hill right there, and then everything you see up there is actually just compost they put there, and that's actually very warm. Compost generates a lot of heat, and so that's actually where the snake that I keep finding, I've seen her 3 times now. She's a beautiful specimen, but that's where she likes to hang out because it's really warm on that compost pile. So So she's probably burrowed somewhere inside of there, or because she's a water snake of one kind or another, she might be inside of there where it'll be really warm and she can hibernate right now because it's very chilly. As a cold-blooded reptile, she wouldn't do very well out in this cold, but she could be inside of there right now just kind of chilling. So maybe that's where she is. And look, you can see this log right here. This is actually a log. So yeah, these are fallen trees. These are bushes that they've kind of like thrown onto the compost. They've rolled into the river, or ones that have come from up the creek and rolled down here. It used to be over here. I remember when I first moved here, I would walk over here and look, and it used to be right there. And then as time went on, we had a huge storm, lots and lots of rain, and it pushed all of it right here, and now it's just stuck right there. So it's slowly meandering down the creek, and as it creates this pocket, it creates habitat for all of the different aquatic creatures that are going to chill out here. I think I've seen a turtle in the river, so the turtle probably hangs out over here too. Again, a big pile of compost like this or like this is going to generate a lot of heat for the local reptiles to be able to skimmy up and kind of get a lot of heat during the day. So that's great because there's not a lot of rocks out here for them to bask on. There's a few, but this area, like you see rocks right here, but this area becomes very overgrown with greenery in the canopy, like over the little creek. So that doesn't get a lot of sunlight, but the compost, because it's decaying, will always generate heat internally. So they're probably pretty happy in there. Look at this. It's like a beautiful ice snake. Just spread across. Little snow snake, I should say, not ice. But yeah, this is our little creek. This is our little walk together. I'm going to start doing a lot more of these. Oh guys, come over here. Now it's fun to look down and to try to find different paths. And there's evidence that somebody of some kind was right here, but I don't know who. Now you would think somebody was right here, right? But look up. The branch is here. So this is actually, even though it looks so convincingly like a little path, that's actually not a little trail, most likely. Actually it is. Oh, you guys, look! Okay, so we have these tiny little footprints. Let's get in real close so we can examine this, observe what's going on. You have these tiny little footprints and a drag mark. So somebody either has a deep belly or they've got some sort of foot. They're very light because these are not deep footprints. These are not deep at all, or they're old and the snow has kind of filled it in. And I thought it was just this stuff melting and falling down and making this path, but look what happens. We can follow this path. I hope I'm being loud enough over the creek. We can follow this little trail all the way to the creek, and look what happens. You can see where somebody climbed out of it. Interesting. Or an alternative is that's where somebody came down to the creek to get a drink. So isn't that so cool? I totally love that. And then you can see kind of like the sides of our little compost area. You can see the really awesome sides of the ice again. Oh, and I love the sound of the creek. Just look at that. That's so lovely. But yeah, and you can see the ice that comes up and makes like these awesome icicles. You can see it. Look at that one right there. That's like a flat pane of ice that's just hanging out on its own. So this is our little creek, you guys. Not the most exciting, but I mean, actually, honestly, I'm having a great time. I love being outside. I love exploring. I love discovering things. I love using my powers of observation. I mean, see, you can see where there's like holes. That's a big old like cavernous hole. So that whole thing is compost, and I would put money on the fact that that thing's probably full of all sorts of woodland creatures, some of which could probably bite me pretty badly, so we're not going over there to like mess with them, who are hibernating in the warmth of the compost pile. So that's really awesome. This area becomes too overgrown with plant life in the spring, summer, and fall for me to climb down here. Not to mention, in the fall, the leaves are on the ground, and I can't see where Miss Snake is, so I don't come over here when I can't see where the possible water moccasin, who's slightly an aggressive species, and also venomous, with big old fangs. I can't see where she might be, so I don't climb down here during the spring, summer, or fall. But it's kind of fun to come down here. Look, 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 look. We have the same trail right here. I think that this is where somebody's coming down to get some water. And where are they coming from? Maybe from under there. So you can see, or maybe from over here. So it's very likely that somebody, because you can see the same trail we just found, with the drag marks and the 2 little teensy paw prints, headed right down to there. So you can see the same thing again. So somebody's coming over here to get some fresh water from the river, creek. Oh, that's awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining me, guys. If you found anything awesome when you're out on snowy walks, let me know. I'm going to be sharing a lot more of these little hiking vlogs with you guys so that we can enjoy exploring all of the world together. Look at that. That's so beautiful. What you see right there is actually little ice pieces holding on to the bottom of the branches and just dancing along the waves. That's awesome. You just have to appreciate the experiences that you can gain just for the fun of it, and just because being outside, being a part of the world, experiencing life, living is amazing. So I hope you guys are having a great day, and remember, stay curious.